Hello and welcome to the Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channel. Today we will be reviewing Sigi, a fart for Melusina, from Pixel Games, who would later go on to create Donut Dodo, which we recently reviewed on the channel. Today we are going to step back in time to the game that came before that now famous Dodo. Now, if you haven't done so already, please take a moment to smash that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and leave us a comment or two. Today we are looking at Sigi, a fart for Melusina, which is a 2D platformer with an 8-bit art style. Now, it isn't a super long game, and it is fairly easy, but it has enough charm to warrant repeat playthroughs. The story of the game, as far as I understand it, is that you play as Sigi, who is a bearded knight who is on a quest to rescue his mermaid girlfriend. That old story. The trouble started when Sigi scared off his mermaid girlfriend with a fart. Told you, it's a romance story. Now, I'm guessing this is something most guys can relate to, so we will move on. And unfortunately, having run off, the mermaid girlfriend is held captive by a giant green dude that looks like the wrestler Hulk Hogan. So what I guess I'm saying is it has a traditional fairy tale story. This game harkens back to an era where platformer games would just be a load of random elements thrown together and there wasn't really any rhyme or reason for them to be combined in the same world. Levels end when you reach what looks like a hot dog stand, and Sigi celebrates getting through each stage with a toot from his bum. Throughout each level, you'll be challenged by enemies who you can throw knives at, maces, or even chicken drumsticks at them just to knock them down. Enemies include snakes, spiders, bats, zombies, and witches. None of them are hard to defeat, with the flying enemies being the most troublesome as they're overhead and the snakes sometimes being short enough so that they can avoid the objects you throw. Fortunately, you can just jump on their heads to defeat them as well. Bosses include an out-of-shape zombie, a big packet of French fries, and the aforementioned Hulk Hogan-looking final boss. The bosses are likely to eat up a few lives unless you play super carefully, but extra lives are in abundance, so completing the game can just come down to outlasting the boss. You'll go through levels also picking up coins and looking for secrets. The game has a couple of what I believe are nods to Donkey Kong Country games, as you'll collect similar looking gold plated letters to spell out Sigi, as you would collect the gold letters to spell out Rare, who made Donkey Kong Country. You'll also discover hidden areas in walls and by breaking the ground in a similar way to DKC. The game is super short and can be beaten in about 45 minutes or less. It's a cheap release though, and it is a fun little indie game that will appeal to fans who may have just discovered Pixel Games with Donut Dodo. Sigi even looks very similar to Billy Burns, who is the main character of Donut Dodo. So if you haven't got this game, it's definitely one I would say is worth picking up. Now, I've got it and played it all the way through on the Atari VCS, but I do happen to know that it is definitely also on Steam. So you can play it on your Steam Deck, or you can play it on the PC, whatever takes your fancy. Now, it may also be on the PS4. I'm not 100% certain on that, but if memory serves me right, it may be. It's definitely worth picking up. I don't believe that it is on the Nintendo Switch yet, but who knows, maybe one day it will be there as well. It's definitely a cool little platformer game, and it is something which won't take you long to beat, but has enough charm so that every so often it's worth returning to. So that's going to wrap things up for this review. I do think it's a good game. If you haven't done so already, make sure you smash that subscribe button on youtube.com/@GeekBattleGaming. Check out the written review version of this on www.extremed.tv, and until next time, stay safe, always stay extremed, live long and prosper, ciao for now, and boom, we're off the air.